Elmore buys a cottage and starts a bed and breakfast. Robert's dog, Isis, is ill with cancer and dies, leaving Robert to miss her dearly. Edith leaves Downton with Marigold, but later returns and moves Marigold into the main house. Daisy fears the working class will be held down forever. Branson talks about going to Boston. Rose gets married. The village unveils the new war memorial, and Mrs. Patmore is upset because it doesn't include her nephew, who died of suicide brought on by the distresses of war. Robert works to remedy the situation by erecting a separate memorial for him, which touches Mrs. Patmore greatly. Prince Karagan has an indecent proposal for Countess Violet, which she turns down. Things finally move forward between Carson and Mrs. Hughes, and they eventually marry and move into one of the cottages on the estate. Henry is introduced, catching Lady Mary's eye. In 1925, changes are once again afoot at Downton Abbey as the middle class rises and more bankrupt aristocrats are forced to sell off their large estates. Downton must do more to ensure its future survival. Staff reductions are considered, forcing Barrow to look for a job elsewhere. Lady Mary becomes the estate agent. She meets and marries Henry Talbot, a race car driver and owner. Edith is more hands-on in running her magazine and hires a female editor. She meets Bertie Pelham, who unexpectedly succeeds his late second cousin as Marquis. Bertie moves into Lancaster Castle, and he and Edith become an item. Then Mary spitefully exposes Marigold's parentage, causing Bertie to walk out. Tom confronts Mary over her spitefulness. Later, she has a hand in getting Edith and Bertie back together. They marry and move to Lancaster Castle with Marigold. Isabel once again draw battle lines as the government takeover of the local hospital is considered. Robert suffers a near-fatal health crisis. Previous episodes alluded to health problems for Robert. Now his ulcer has burst, and he is rushed to the hospital for emergency surgery. The operation is successful, but Mary and Tom must take over Downton's operations. Daisy and Mosley score high marks on their academic exams. Mosley's are so exceptional that he is offered a teaching position at the school, which is his dream come true. Lady Violet, upset over Lady Grantham replacing her as hospital president, abruptly departs for a long cruise to restore her equanimity. She leaves a gift for Robert upon her departure, a new puppy named Teal. Mosley and Baxter use their days off to clear Bates of Mr. Green's murder. They finally find the evidence that will do the job, and Bates returns to Downton. Despondent Thomas Barrow attempts suicide and is saved by Baxter, causing Robert and Mr. Carson to reconsider Barrow's position at Downton. Mrs. Patmore's new bed and breakfast business is tainted by a scandal, but saved when the Crawleys show their support by appearing there publicly. Barrow finds a position as butler and leaves Downton on good terms, but he is unhappy in his new post. Diagnosed with terminal pernicious anemia, and Amelia blocks Isabel from seeing him. Goaded by Lady Violet, Isabel pushes into the Merton house and announces she will take Lord Merton away and marry him, to his delight. Lord Merton is later correctly diagnosed with non-fatal anemia. Robert resents Cora's frequent absences as the hospital president, but eventually comes to admire her ability. Henry and Tom go into business together, selling cars, while Mary announces her pregnancy. Mosley accepts a permanent teaching position, and he and Miss Baxter promise to continue seeing each other. Daisy and Andy finally acknowledge their feelings. Daisy decides to move to the farm with her father-in-law. Carson develops palsy and must retire. Lord Grantham suggests Barrow return as butler, with Mr. Carson in an oversight role. Edith and Bertie are married on New Year's Eve. Lady Rose and Atticus return for the wedding. Anna goes into labor during the reception, and she and Bates become parents to a healthy son. The final series draws to a close, with most characters resolving their stories happily, leaving room for more to come when we return to Downton Abbey.
Downton as much as we do. We had a lot of fun putting the concert together and hope you enjoyed it too. Might have been an encore, but it wasn't quite. There's tea, there's lemonade, there's water, there's lots and lots of things to eat out in the dining room, and we hope you'll join us. I want to point out that the centerpiece on the table looks like a teapot, but it's actually a cake, and it was made by Sue Daves.